Catty Connie and loudmouth Linda, keeping it real, no agenda. Satire, truth, and a whole lot of fun. Politics, crime, we get it all done. From breaking news to a joke or two, we do it our way just for you. We just can't make this stuff up. 1 year strong and we ain't gonna stop. Mic in hand, voices loud, shouting truth, making you proud.
Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. How's everybody's beautiful Thursday? It's hotter than blue blazes here, but it's okay, right? Sun shining, get a reflection of it all. So, yeah, today is a beautiful day for the three-ring Barnum and Bailey circus. Hey, Teeny, good morning. Yeah, we're ready for the three-ring circus, right, guys? It's unbelievable. I'm going to put a song together, a circus song together, so that we can listen to this. I mean, every time I go in here to start this, I can hear in my head, dun, 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 dun. Or maybe he has like royal music, like King Diddler, itty bitty demon Diddy royalty. Guys, it is just crazy. It's just insane. Yeah, like he demands his throne. He wants to get on his throne and act like he's above the law and a god himself. It's disgusting. But here we are this morning. It's a beautiful morning. We're going to give all blessing and all grace to God for having this beautiful day. It's the day that God created, and we are going to be happy about it, right? So let's do that. Now, I am going to start the stuff that we have missed, right? Let me get this going, and I will start what we've missed, and then we'll go from there and talk about the craziness. So this was before the jury, and the judge said, I understand the press is doing their best with the orders. What about Jane's texts? And prosecution said, I feel a need to personally read them before releasing them to the press. How about Saturday for Friday's exhibit? And the judge said, don't kill yourself. All right. So the prosecution said the reporters are not officers of the court, and they won't know what has to be reported. That's why I want to review them myself. I don't think there's a real constitutional issue here. So, yeah, you guys, this is just insanity at its best. Wow. I don't even know what to say anymore. What do you think? Tell me what you think. You think that Diddy's going to do some time? You think that what do you think Diddy's going to do? You think that he's going to testify? I don't know. I'd like to think that he wouldn't testify because I think he just put another nail in his coffin. Because I just don't see it. Guys, I'm sorry. I just don't see it. He's going to ruin his court case. But I'm sure in the back of his mind, he thinks, I've got to tell the real story. I've got to tell the story that nobody's telling. Everybody's making up lies. They are trying so hard to discredit all of these witnesses, and it's sick. It's sick. Your word, what you have in this life, you may not have money, and you may not wear Versace, and you may not wear Gucci shoes, and you may not have all of this stuff, right? But what you do have in this life is your word. And your word means more than any of that material stuff. And this is what these people are doing. They're coming up and they're giving their story and their word. And for people to make fun of all of that, it's just wrong to all kinds of levels. I mean, these who would want to get up? Just saying, who would want to get up and tell this stuff, right? Would you want to get up and say you went to a Diddy party? I wouldn't. And I definitely wouldn't want to have to testify for what happened at those Diddy parties. But anyway, looks like we got a new one here. All right, so the judge said the type of information that Miss Combe wants to redact is it's just a matter of timing. Mrs. Comey wants to redact. Is it just a matter of timing? Should we adjourn for the day to permit redaction? No, I reject that. The First Amendment does not require that. The government is making accommodations. So the prosecution said, we want a screenshot of Miss Ventura's communication to Miss Coram about Miss, I'm just going to call her Miss Bong because that Bungle Lane or Bungalon, what a name. Anyway, so being dangled off the balcony, right? They want to take that out of there. And the judge says, does not the balcony incident connect to the indictment? And the prosecution said it shows Mr. Combs' violence and that Ms. Ventura is aware of coercion. So I know that I know I sound like a broken record, and I know you guys are so tired of hearing this, but don't you feel inside that KK Miss Karam is like Ghislaine Maxwell? I mean, you can't. There's just no way you can't see the mirror images of the two. They are so much alike. She did everything that Ghislaine did for Mr. E, and she did it for Diddy instead. So yeah, Jolene Maxwell, Ghislaine, isn't that a pretty name, Ghislaine Maxwell, and Miss KK are basically doing exactly the same kind of work. And I think that she needs a court case, and I think that Mrs. Coram needs her own trial because I think she needs to go down right along beside Diddy, put that nail in that coffin. She's probably going to testify for Diddy. That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. You sit here and you talk about how one feels like they're lying and you feel like this witness is lying. And that, I mean, I'm hearing on this back channel, all of these things, they're all trying to take the credibility away from Cassie. And they're trying to take the credibility away from everyone that has testified so far. I don't think so, guys. I think they're telling the truth. And I think they're telling exactly what happened. And, whether they were doing drugs at the time or not doing drugs at the time, or whether they were a drug addict or not, I'm just saying at that time, that's irrelevant to him dangling her over a 17th floor balcony. If she was drinking and she spouted off, even if she was drinking and she spouted off and she said something to Diddy, that doesn't give him the right to dangle her over a 17th floor balcony and say, he told one of them, I am the devil. Think about this for a second. Who would ever admit that? But he said, I am the devil and I will unalive you. Wow. Wow, just think about that. I mean, that comment on its own is it's insane and it's crazy, and it just tells you what kind of person Diddy is. So, with all of this going on, we've got France is still on fire, and Israel is getting ready to nail Iran, and Russia got a hold of Trump and said that there's not going to be any peace, and he's getting ready to do the biggest attack he's ever done. And here we are talking about Diddy and his crazy freak off parties and his crazy certified freak off uh, manager. And I mean, God, and then they go, oh, well, Trump's going to pardon him. I keep hearing that too. And it's like, no, Trump is not going to pardon him. Trump is not going to have anything to do with this mess. He knows that he would lose his mega base if he got involved in this mess. So I'm not even worried about that. I'm not even thinking about that. It's just not going to happen. So I guess we're going to have Jane Doe today, right? Wow. Well, let's see what she's got to say, because it's going to be interesting. Today's going to be interesting. Tomorrow's going to be interesting. It just gets better and better. We just need to, what do they say? Buckle up, buttercup, and enjoy the ride, because it's going to get intense. I believe, in my own personal opinion, that the RICO charges have already been found, already proven. He took his money out of his corporate bank account to pay off briberies, and well, no. Let me redact that. He paid cash to the people from the hotel, the security, to get rid of that tape. So, when he's doing stuff, he's using his cash at his house so that it can't be traced, right? We all know that. But we have him under bribery, right? Right? The bribery thing has already been proven. We have him under his violent and angry temper, and it shows his anger. He needs anger management program. Let's go there. And then his trafficking. Well, all these people are saying how he took them from place to place. If you take somebody and you do any kind of sexual anything, and you take them across state lines, that's trafficking, guys. It doesn't seem like it should be, but it is. All right. It just falls under it. It's pretty easy. So, yeah, he's been shown his trafficking. Do you think that he has small people involved? Do you think he purchased small people? In my own personal opinion, I think we're going to hear a little bit of that too. I think we're going to hear how there were some really underage people involved in all of this. Now, think about it, guys. We still have, 4 weeks left? I thought we were a month in already, but we're just like 3 weeks or whatever. So we still have 4 weeks to go to hear what the heck this crazy monster person, it's insane. I can't emphasize that enough. The man is insane, and he's driving his little clown car all over the courtroom because he thinks he's innocent. He thinks that what he did was above the law, and he can do whatever he wants to. And guys, if it had been one of us, I'm just in my own personal opinion again, if it was one of us, they would have dug a hole and put us in it, and put a grater over the top of it and threw raw meat down to us to eat. We would have never gotten away with something like that. And nor should he get away with it, right? I mean, he's not above the law. He's not. He is just one other human on this lovely planet of ours, except he took his to an extreme and decided he was going to play God and do anything he wanted to, whoever he wanted to. And I'm sorry, that's That just isn't, that's not right. It's not right. And you shouldn't be allowed to do that. So, in saying all of that, I was hoping there was a new one here, but there's not. So, we're going to wait for a new one. They're running a little slow this morning, guys. Usually by now, I get on here and I've got a bunch to read. And now we're not. We only have like a couple that have came out. So I'm sure there's been many sidebars and they probably started a little slow this morning. Of course, another thing we got to talk about is how Mama Combs and the little ducklings, King and Justin and all those people that are coming to this trial are always showing up late. So don't you think that interrupts the court? I mean, I would think that once the court trial starts, you're not allowed to go in there. But apparently they are, and they're going right in the middle of the court late and going in there and disrupting everything. It's all a distraction. That's all I can say. It's just all a distraction. All right. So Shapiro says it should not be admitted. So they're talking about the text messages. It should not be admitted. It is background looking statement. And prosecution said the screenshot was captured September 2016, shortly after the incident. And Shapiro said it doesn't say how Ms. Ventura heard about it. Could have been from someone else. And they're talking, they are talking about the affidavit. So, you know what scares me the most, guys, and I'm going to tell you what really scares me the most is are they going to get a mistrial on this? Are they going to find some little loophole that's going to get a mistrial off of this? I pray to God in heaven they don't, because this is what I see. This is, and I can almost guarantee you what I see is if there's a mistrial and this monster walks free, he's going to really believe, he already thinks he's above the law, but that will just seal it for him that he is above the law and he can do whatever. That'll just inflate his ego to no end, where he thinks that, you know what, I can say what I want to, do what I want to, and get away with it. And I just want so bad for him to do his time for his crime. I'm sorry. That's my own personal opinion. I think when you hurt people like that and you do things like that, guess what? This is what you get. This is what you get. You're going to get in trouble. Everybody has to follow the rules. I don't care if you're a billionaire or a trillionaire. You got rules to follow. We all have it. Money has nothing to do with it. And it's sad, really, really super sad that anybody feels like they're above the law and they can get away with all this stuff, because they shouldn't be allowed to get away with anything. I'm sorry. I refreshed this. So now I'm going to have to get way down here to the bottom. Here they are showing the tape again. Who cares? I'm sorry. All right. So June 4th. We're going into, we need to go into today's stuff. And give me a second. I'm sorry, guys. This should be, let me find him again. Let's see. All right. Give me some grace here, because it's crazy this morning. So we are waiting for another comment. That's what we're waiting for. They are running slow this morning, guys. This is really slow. And you know what? And they are looking, I'm telling you right now, they are looking for a loophole. Any loophole that they can. Any loophole they can to make a mistrial happen. So, think they'll find it? I don't know. I don't know. The way the court system runs and what people do, they could find. It could happen. It could definitely happen that in Diddy's three-ring circus that they find some little loophole, um, like Mia's name being announced instead of AKA Mia, they were outside screaming her real name. Is that reason for a mistrial? Um, it could be. It could very well be. They could get a mistrial off of something like that. I just really hope it doesn't happen. I do. Because I want to see him go down just like everybody else here wants to see him go down. I want to see Cassie get her justice. I want to see Don Richardson or Richards get her justice. And whether people believe that he really dangled Mrs. Bong over the balcony. I think he did. I don't think there's any doubt in my mind that he did not dangle her over a 17th floor balcony. He didn't throw her over, but he scared the daylights out of her enough that I'm sure she does have night terrors and traumas and stuff. I can't even imagine. I just can't even imagine what that would be like to be dangled over a 17th floor balcony. And I bet, I bet. And my thumbnail said this morning, "Thou shalt not question the throne of Diddy," because you know what? He really believes in his heart he's a king. He's a control freak. King and royalty. He is not king or royalty. He is not above the law. He is in the same. He has to follow the rules just like we do. Right? Right? It's only fair. Just because you're a billionaire doesn't mean that you're above the law. Just saying. Just saying. When it's all said and done, Diddy won't have any money. And he'll be sitting and they said that he is so gray. The stress is getting to him. And they'll put, and here's the thing. Do you think for 1 second that Diddy's going to be put in general population? I don't think so. I mean, he's high profile. So what are they going to do with him? He's guilty of doing all of this. They're going to sentence him, but they're not really sure where the heck they're not going to be putting him at because, maybe the cameras will go off or maybe the guards will fall asleep or maybe both, right? And then he won't be here anymore. So they don't know where they're going to put him after it's all said and done. They're like, you're guilty as sin. You did all of this. And what are we going to do with you? We're going to put you here. Let's put you here by yourself, alone, in a cell. You know that Diddy has to have people around him. He'll go and he's already crazy. So he'll go totally off the deep end and he'll be crazier than he already is. I'm having to drink my coffee this morning, guys. My son is keeping me busy with the Wilhelmina Wonka chocolate factory over here. So I've been having to do that. And believe me, he's keeping me busy. And I am not complaining at all. Just busy. But This is my time to get on with you guys, and I'm loving every bit of it. You know, I'm really seriously laying all jokes aside. I'm going to write a song about itty bitty Diddy and his craziness and his circus because it is a circus. Um, all right, so we're still waiting for something to come in. So everybody, tell me about your day. Do you have big plans, or what are you gonna do? Do you have just enjoy the beautiful day, or what are you gonna do? I'm curious. I'm just curious. All right, so we're still waiting. Here's another question for you guys while I'm sitting here firing out all these questions. Do you think Mama Combs should be brought up on any charges? I mean, we already think and we know that KK should be brought up on charges, the same as Ghislaine Maxwell was. But do you think Mama Combs should be brought up on charges? Do you think that she had anything to do with these freak offs? And do you think that she's an accomplice to all of this? I mean, they haven't brought charges up on her. I think there's a lot of people that we're not going to see here today. They're going to have, or tomorrow, or even the rest of the trial. I don't think we're going to see. And I think, in my personal opinion, that there's going to be trials for other people for doing other things. And I don't know. I don't know. Is that going to put Mrs. Combs in a bind? Is she going to do her time in the grandma mama famous prison? You know, well, she's not going to be able to wear her wigs in prison. They're going to take that away from her because you can't be walking in there thinking you're all that with your chest or your ugly, horrible looking wig. You can't. It's not going to happen. So we have got nothing yet because nothing is being said. They must be at a sidebar or something. So I don't see anything new yet. They're running really slow this morning, guys. Really super, super slow. I'm telling you, the defense is dragging their feet. They're dragging their feet. And it wouldn't surprise me any if they don't turn around and say, hey, you know what? We want Cassie Ventura back on the stand. Would that surprise you? Here she is. She just gave birth, has a brand new baby boy. And can't you just see them saying, all right, well, we would like to bring Cassie back on the stand. I mean, they are just dragging their feet and wasting time. And I would like to know, I really wish that we knew who was on the defense's witness list. Wouldn't you? I'm sure Bonds is going to testify for the diddler on his side. And KK will testify for him. But KK needs to keep her mouth shut because she's going to be the next, I'm telling you. She is going to be the next person that, yeah. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. Okay, so they're just now starting. The judge says, bring in the jury rise. Bring in Mrs. Okay, we're going to say Miss Bong because her name is about this long and I don't even know how to pronounce it. And then jury, all rise. Jurors, we have a lunch coming in for you. We're going to take a short break. Miss Westmoreland, Westmoreland said, what is this a photo of? Bong, drugs. Westmoreland, we went We sent his photo to Cassie. You sent this photo to Cassie? Yes. So I'm not even seeing what the photo is of. No one's even talking about it. Wow. So Miss Bond's on there a long time, guys. We need that international witness that's supposed to be coming in. That is the international witness must be Jane Doe. That's what I am, and that's kind of what I'm surmising. I'm not sure, but we don't have her on the stand yet. And then there's rumor out there that Cassie and Mrs. Bong had some kind of relationship per se, and I don't remember hearing anything about that was going on. I mean, it could have. Who cares what relationship Cassie had? I don't think that's what's on trial here, but that's my own person. Again, you know what? Here I am with my spewing all my personal opinions. But yeah, that's my personal opinion. If Mrs. Bong and Cassie had a relationship together, that's not what's on trial here. That's not what's on trial. So I guess that's to deflate what Cassie said, right? Is that what you get? Make Cassie look bad? Maybe. Maybe. I don't know. I just believe that there's a whole lot here that it's going to get interesting. The receipts are going to be shown. The paperwork's coming. And there's just so many things I question. Like, who has a cash counter in their house? I don't know anyone who has a cash counter in their house. And it's not illegal to have a cash counter in your house. But um, believe it or not, I looked up last night. It is illegal to have so much cash in your house at one time. I couldn't believe that. I had to look it up. But it is because it makes you look like you're doing something you may not be doing. But in Diddy's case, he was. I mean, Diddy wanted to do everything in cash transactions, as far as bribery and paying off his escorts and all this kind of stuff in cash, because cash can't be traced. But some things can be, and he used his bank account, Bad Boy Records, films, and all that wonderful stuff. He did transactions out of that account, and those receipts can be traced. And that's another part of the RICO here, guys. You can use your personal bank account to buy supplies or whatever. But if they're done for bad things, and yeah, I mean, yeah, just believe me when I say he was doing bad things with the money he was doing out of that Bad Boy Records. And then, like I said, the bribery and stuff, he used cash. He was the cash cow, and he can't be traced. Here, I'll give you $100,000 to keep your mouth shut, and I'll give it to you in cash, cold cash. You won't have to worry about going to the bank and cashing a check or anything else. I'm going to give it to you in cash, and you can just walk out of here, and we never have to speak about it again. Mm-mm-mm. Unbelievable. This is the story of the rich and famous, how they believe they're above the law and they can get away with anything. It's not fair. It's not fair. And I'm sure there's a lot of people out there that are doing probably real similar, but they're just not as high a profile case. I believe, I'm going to tell you this, I believe that there is someone above Diddy. Okay? There was somebody above Epstein, and whoever's above Diddy and Mr. E, I think you're going to find that all paths lead to the same person or same people, because guilty is sin. Somebody taught these guys how to be like that. Somebody taught them. They didn't, I mean, I give Diddy a little bit of credit. He may be smart, but is he that smart? Is he that smart? I don't think so. I don't think he's that smart. There's somebody, and there's somebody. Diddy and Epstein were the body to this, right? Just from the neck down. There is a head to all of this. Somebody's in control of the diddler, and someone is in control of Mr. E, or was in control. Now, if you believe that Mr. E is gone and off of this planet and they got rid of him, okay, go ahead. Go ahead and believe that. I do not believe for a second that Mr. E is gone. I believe that he is right now over there on St. James Island, and I believe he's conducting business as usual. This is what I believe, except this time he's a heck of a more, he's not out there like he was, because I just do. He messed with very elite people, and he messed with he messed with the president of the United States and put a picture of him in a dress and red high heel shoes. Now, I want to tell you guys now, if you don't know, the red high heel shoes or red shoes is a symbol of the Illuminati. So does that mean that Clinton was a part of the Illuminati? Or does that mean that Mr. E was a part of the Illuminati and he just made the president wear the shoes? I don't know. I mean, are we ever going to really hear all the real story? Probably not. But we can hear what we can hear, and we can put it all together. But I do believe in my heart of hearts that there is definitely a head to all of this. And it may not just be one person. It could be 3 or 4 people that are training the diddler and Mr. E, and just saying, in my opinion, Jay-Z's probably one of the next ones. I mean, there's going to be some court cases where some of these guys are all going down. And there's going to be some big names called out, and there's going to be some big high-profile cases that are going to happen. And I think, in my personal opinion, just allegedly Oprah doing the things that she's done. Yeah. Let's have a chit chat with old Oprah here and see if she doesn't know something about something, because the woman is guilty. The woman is guilty. Excuse me for just a minute. I'll be right back. Sorry, guys, I had somebody at the door. So, let's see here. We're still basically hearing the same thing. All right. So, Westmoreland says, now DX1287, what's this? And Miss Bong said, some type of drugs. Westmoreland, how many types? Miss Bong, I can't tell. Westmoreland, you're still doing drugs with Cassie on May 31st, 2016, right? Bong, yes. Westmoreland, just before this, Mr. Combs threatened your life, right? She said yes. Westmoreland, you weren't scared to continue dealing with Cassie? Bong, I guess not. Westmoreland, okay. You said Mr. Combs groped your breast, right? Objection. Just ask again. Westmoreland, Mr. Tyrone said Mr. Combs groped your breast. True? Bong, some of the things he wrote were not true. Westmoreland, you fired him and hired him you fired him and hired new civil lawyers, and they drafted a lawsuit. Did you review it? Bong, to the best of my ability. So, are we going to spend a day today? Here's my question. Are we going to spend a whole today on the Bong lady? You know, it could happen. It could happen. We could spend another day listening to Mrs. Bong. It could happen. I, you know, she's already did and said most of everything I would think that's pretty much relevant to this trial, because she told about the dangling and all that kind of stuff and the violence, and I think that's basically what they're trying to prove. They're trying to prove Diddy's anger problems and his violence, and multiple people can't be wrong, right? They didn't all get together and collaborate on how violent Diddy is. It's there. The proof is there. Like they did yesterday, and they were trying to discredit the video, and and the ghost that was there in the video. I mean, whether a ghost was in the video or not, I mean, this is really, it's getting humorous. But whether there was a ghost in the video or not, that the rest of the video, the violence and everything that happened to Cassie was all there, and you saw it. And everyone is getting on the stand talking about how, yes, they did all of these things to Cassie. And yes, and he wasn't just beating on Cassie, guys. He was beating on everybody. Any person that got in his way and that ever crossed Diddy and said no, got to tell the diddler no. Isn't that what Cat Williams said? You got to tell him no. You got to tell Diddy no. Well, I'm sure a lot of people told Diddy no, and they didn't get away with it. No didn't stand. He did what he wanted to anyway. And then he pleasured himself. Oh, I'm sorry, I had to throw that in there because he was a lurker watcher, and he didn't even participate. And maybe the reason he didn't participate is because he was videotaping it all, and he didn't want anyone to see him doing anything. It's just insanity at its best, guys. It's insanity at its best. And I just think these people are insane, and I think Diddy is guilty, and I think that we're spending a lot of time on this when a lot of other things are going on. And don't be surprised. I'm just giving you a heads up. Don't be surprised if the internet goes down in the next week and we're sitting in a blackout and something has happened. Just saying. Because Russia's not real happy with us right now. And everyone knows, or allegedly, Russia's got a sub in the Gulf. Now, whether that's true or not, I don't know. But they have had one, and they have had one off the East Coast also. They see it. They know it's there. So anything could happen. It could get really crazy really quick. And I'm telling you right now, it hasn't happened yet, but it's going to happen. Israel is going to attack Iran. And I thought it would be in the next couple days. I'm it's going to be quick and it's going to happen. And that's what it's going to happen. It's going to happen. That I can promise you. When I believe it's going to be in the next, well, definitely in the next week. How about that? It's definitely going to happen in the next week. I thought it would be the next couple days, but so we got that going on. Paris is on fire. And Kim Jong Un, I forgot about that. Isn't he getting ready to? They're having the election in North Korea and South Korea, and something about he may just take over South Korea and it would all become one great big country again, like it was before. I mean, this is what people are putting out there. I don't know if North and South Korea will become just Korea again, but this is what people are speculating, and I'd hate to see that happen. But there's a lot of things out there, speculation. China's waiting patiently to attack Taiwan. We know that. So it World War III, yeah, it's going. It's going now. We're in the middle of it. We're right now in World War III. No one is saying it, but it's happening. Everybody's at war with somebody right now, except for us, and we have a tendency to what? Be providing all of the supplies they need. Now that's insanity too. We don't need to be applying. We don't need to supply anybody with anything. It's just a big negative for me. We need to keep our stuff, our supplies, and all of our war stuff, all of our war supplies. I mean, I'm trying to dance around all of this, but we need to keep it for ourselves, right? Just in case, instead of handing it out like candy to everybody else. No. And this is what they think. All right, so if we help supply these other countries that are already fighting, they won't bring it to us. It won't happen on our ground. Dude, they've got people here right now that are in our country that are getting the green flag to do whatever. They've got the green flag to set things on fire, to do whatever they need to do, to start from within. And it was quoted at the Geneva Convention in 1963 or 4 that the only way to take down the United States would be from within. And now we have all these illegals. None of them have been vetted. Some of them we don't know. They've been on the terrorist watch list. I mean, did they come out of prisons? I think so. I think a lot of them have a very bad background, criminal background, and they're here and they're hiding. And the United States is a big country. They could hide anywhere. They could be in caves. We've got caves. I mean, that's far-fetched, I know, and way out there, but it could happen. And then they come out and they're all ready to go and they do something stupid, like bomb a big place with a bunch of people in it, where everyone gathers. Events. So I'm going to tell you guys my own personal opinion. Don't go to where there's a lot of people, because something could happen. Just like I said, it's insanity at its best. So anyway, let's see if we got anything new here. No, we don't. We're still waiting. Let's see. All right, so as morning, Mr. Tyrone said Mr. Combs groped best, and Bong said some of the things he wrote were not true. What's more, than you fired him and hired new civil lawyers, and they drafted a lawsuit. Did you reveal it? Did you review it? Did you review it? Bong, to the best of my ability. It's just insane. Just insane. Think he's going to do time? I think he's going to do life. In my personal opinion, unless they can find some kind of loophole here to have a mistrial, this man is going to do life. Beyond a shadow of a doubt, he's going to do life. And his life is, I mean, look at him. He's 55 years old. Life could be 25 years for him if he made it to 80. Just say, is he gonna, I have all kinds of questions. Is he going to do enough time? Do you think he's going to do enough time for the things that he's done to people, that he's terrorized and traumatized? Do you think even if he made it to 80 years old, giving him 25 years in solitary, is that payment enough for the things that he'd done to people? Who dangling them over balconies and beating the brakes off of them and drugging them and doing all this stuff, essaying them. Is 25 years enough time in solitary confinement for what he did to people? I don't know. I kind of question that. I don't know if 25 years is enough time for him. And we sit here and we talk about capital punishment, right? In one state, a man said he did not want to be lethally injected. He wanted the firing squad. Well, there you go. So, of course, that's not going to happen to Diddy. We know that's not going to happen to him. What they're looking for right now, is a loophole to have a mistrial. That's what they're looking for. There you go. Are they going to find it? Are they going to find that loophole? Maybe. I'm just telling you right now that if they find a loophole and Diddy walks free, this man's in his monstrous, horrific behavior will intensify. It will blow him up to the point that he thinks that he can do anything. He'll say, I beat the feds. But if it's a mistrial, those have another one, right? So Diddy's not going to get out. He's not going to get out. They'll have another trial and another trial and another trial until he either gets proven guilty or innocent. Mistrial does not set him free by any means. So, how many days is Diddy going to tie up the court? Is he going to tie up the court for years? It could be possible. I mean, he really doesn't have anything else to do right now but sit in his little cell and think of things to traumatize people. And you know darn good and well that he has a cell phone, or he's using somebody's cell phone. He's getting all of his stuff out there so that he can traumatize more people. I mean, guys, all of that is in prison, whether we want to admit it or not. They have cell phones. They have TVs, little tiny TVs. They have boom boxes. I mean, they got everything in there. So, yeah, he's got a burner phone, I'm sure. And he's probably calling people and telling them, here, stop this person from testifying. Stop that person from testifying. Hide this person. Do that. Allie Carter still hasn't been found. We don't know where she's at. I mean, it just, like I said, it just goes on and on and on. And they are really being slow today. I mean, it is really slow moving, slow moving. I'm sure there's been a lot of sidebars going on, and they're going to get out of there by 3. So, I mean, really, they're keeping Bong on the stand and delaying time? Maybe they are afraid of, maybe they are a little afraid of Jane Doe, because they're dragging their feet and they're keeping Mia, or they're keeping Bong on the stand way too long. It's like they need to let her go, cut her loose, bring up the next one. I mean, let's change the narrative here. Let's bring in somebody that worked at the bank. How about that? Let's bring in somebody that explained how much. Excuse me, guys. Let's bring somebody in that's going to tell you what his withdrawal cash was and how much cash he had on his person each day. I mean, that man walked out of Diddy's house with $100,000 in cash. Now, I mean, it was probably mixed with all kinds of bills. Do you think it was all hundreds? I don't think so. I think there was probably some other kind of bills there, because it's getting to the point that even hundreds are kind of hard to spend nowadays. Um, so how big is that sack for $100,000? Here, let me give you this paper sack with $100,000 in it. Don't spend it all in one place. Isn't that what he said? Don't go out buying anything real crazy. Dude, you just gave me this $100,000, and I have to give 50,000 to my boss and do whatever it is with the other 50,000, and I'm going to have all this cash on hand. And what do you mean? Don't go spend it all in one place, or don't go buying anything big. This is my cash. I put my job on the line, which he ended up losing, and Diddy didn't have a way to employ him. I mean, it's sad. Guys, all of this is sad. He really, Mr. Diddy, Mr. Itty Bitty Demon Diddy Diddler, he affected and traumatized a lot of people, and he messed up a lot of people's lives. That's what I've got to say. It's just sad. It's just sad. And he just, just keeps on going. I mean, he's traumatizing people from being in jail. The man is calling people and everything. Can you imagine? I have a collect call from Itty Bitty Demon Diddy. Will you accept the charges? Do I have a choice? And then he's calling and saying, now this is what I want you to do. You're the one on the outside. You need to take care of this. You need to make some people, take some people and hide them for a little while till this court case is over, so I can get away with what I'm doing. There'll be big money in it for you. Oh my God, you guys, it just gets on. It just goes on and on. On and on and on and on and on and on. Right? It just goes on and on. It's like the never ending song. We just see all the violence and everything else, and it just goes on and on and on. Like me right now, going on and on and on about how crazy the man is. Just never ending. The never ending song. All right, guys. It has been an hour, and these guys are just being so slow today. Unbelievable. I'm going to go ahead and call this stream. Now, if maybe later this afternoon I'll pop in and we'll cover some other stuff. Maybe I got some. I got to go open up Wilhelmina's Chocolate Factory right now. So, you guys take care, and I will catch you maybe later this afternoon, if not tomorrow. Take care. Love y'all. See you later.